everyone, I hope everyone is having a great day, and I just wanted to do a quick video because I said I would give my thoughts, opinions, and feels on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and I am done with this book. I finished it a little bit ago, and I was tabbing along the way just what I felt about the books and just parts that I liked. So I just want to jump right into the review for you guys. So I'm going to start off with just my overall feelings of this book. I gave it a 3.75 rating out of 5. It's in between 3.75 and a 4 out of 5. I guess the reason why I don't quite give it a 4 is because although I will be picking up the second novel, Hollow City, I was satisfied with it to where it's not like I just got to go get it immediately. So that's why I gave it a 3.75 instead of a 4. But like I said, it is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, and this is his debut novel. And my overall opinion about that is, for a debut novel, I think this is a phenomenal book. I think his writing was beautiful. I think I was just amazed that it was his first book, and I think it's really good in that aspect. The book itself is just, it's beautiful. I love it. I love the bottom where they have like that, whatever that is, stuff on it. I love the pictures. Obviously, you guys know, if you haven't read Miss Peregrine's Home, it has a lot of pictures in it to go along with the stories that are in here. So I think overall it was a very descriptive book, and I quite enjoyed it overall. I did not think I was gonna love it as much as I did. It was some slow points for me, but it definitely still kept my attention going. There were some parts that were definite page turners. So that's my overall opinion. Now to just jump into the synopsis, what this book is about. If you guys don't know, Miss Peregrine's Home follows a boy named Jacob. He is, I think he's 16 in this book, just average teenage kid, and he's really close with his grandfather who was in the war, and he would always tell him war stories about his past life in the war and his family before the war. And I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you find out really early on in the book, Jacob's grandfather dies, and it's just basically Jacob's journey going through to figure out what his grandfather's life was like before he died, and before he was in the war, and what his life was as a child, because he would always tell Jacob all these stories and Jacob would believe him, and as he got older, the stories kind of seemed just things you wouldn't be able to fathom that were actually occurring. And so Jacob would tell his family, his father, and you know, the rest of his family, of the stories of his grandfather, and everyone would think that Jacob is a little crazy for believing these stories, and everyone would tell him that his grandfather is just a little crazy. He's suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, and Jacob just didn't quite set well with him. So on his grandfather's deathbed, he tells him to find the bird in the loop. So Jacob didn't know what that meant, and he was like, okay. And for a while, he really didn't go on with, he didn't think further into it, but it just kept nagging him. So he decides to take this trip and go to Wales, I want to say it is, to a remote island where, exactly what the title says, a home for peculiar children, where his grandfather grew up. It was in an orphanage, Miss Peregrine's orphanage, and he wanted to go and find that orphanage just to learn a little bit more about his grandfather and why he mysteriously died. His psychiatrist, I think it was a psychiatrist, he was saying, yeah, was saying that his grandfather, and everybody was saying it seemed like his grandfather got mauled by a pack of wolves, but that doesn't set too well with Jacob. So like I said, he takes this journey to find out what really happened with his grandfather and what his life was really about. And that's it for the non-spoilery section. I will say that the tabs that I made, the yellow tabs, are just times where I laughed out loud, and this novel was pretty funny. I would definitely say it was pretty funny. The characters in this novel were hilarious. Like I said about Ransom Riggs' writing, it was just phenomenal, like how the characters definitely came to life for me. I definitely felt like I was in this island with them. I can visualize it. I can visualize the characters, and when a novel can do that to me, I absolutely love that. So my favorite character in this book would be Millard, and he is the character for the peculiar children. They're all, like I said, let me just backtrack. For all the children, they're peculiar, so they all have some type of specialty that they can, like the other character that Jacob is following that he becomes really close with is Emma, who is, he finds out, well actually I'm not going to say that because it's a spoiler. He finds out something about his grandfather, and one of the girls that he's following into the loop is a character named Emma, and she can just hold fire with her hands. One of them is, I forget her name, but she's very strong. And my favorite character is the invisible character. He is invisible and he's just hilarious. He's so quirky. He's just hilarious. So for the non-spoilery section, that's all I'm gonna say. Definitely go pick up this book if you haven't already read it. If you're hesitant about reading it, I would definitely say give it a try. Even if you're not into, like, you know, stuff, I don't know how to describe it, like, just even if you're not into stuff like this, definitely pick it up and give this author a try, because I quite enjoyed it, and it's not like something that I didn't think I would have enjoyed as much as I did. But definitely pick it up, and that's all I'm going to say about the non-spoilery section. Also, if you follow me on Goodreads, I did write a little bit about the book as I was reading it if you want to read that. But yeah, that's it for that. So getting into the spoilery section, like I said, absolutely loved Millard. I absolutely loved him. Most of the funny parts that I marked in this book, and I didn't even write all of them because it was just getting so funny, I would have tabbed like every other part, was just him being hilarious. And when he got shot, I really thought he wasn't gonna live. I was like, oh my god. And I was just really bummed about it, but I was glad that he was able to live. And I think the reason why I'm kind of wanting to get onto the next book is because since Jacob decided to stay, I was like, I have to see how this plays out. I have to see how he interacts with these characters, what happens of him and Emma. And by the way, did anybody feel like that was really weird? Like when him and Emma started getting closer and, you know, like developing their relationship, I just thought it was really weird because I was thinking, one, she's like super old, really, dude. Like she's really old. But two, I was thinking like she was with your grandfather. Like I thought that was really the only reason why she liked Jacob anyway, because he reminded her so much of the grandfather, and she was like longing for that and for him to come back. I don't know, I just thought like that was just really weird. So if you guys felt that, like, you know, let me know. We can talk about that. But after a while, I mean, I kind of got used to it. I kind of just, I don't know, I just kind of put it aside, and I thought their relationship was cute between the two of them. I don't know, I don't really have much else to say about this book that is spoilery. I just think that it was a great, awesome book. I'm definitely going to pick up Hollow City. If you guys have read this book and you've read Hollow City, let me know what you think about Hollow City, because I want to know if I should like pick it up immediately or not. I haven't had the urge to just pick it up, but I know that once I do pick up Hollow City, I'm going to be happy to be back in that world again. I'm going to be happy to be back with those characters again. But it's just not, like, I was still satisfied with this ending to where it wasn't like I just need to go pick it up right now. What other points of this book did I love or dislike? There was a point in time in the book that just moved really slow for me. I think it was just when him and his dad like kept arguing, they kept getting into it, and he like obviously wasn't telling his dad the truth for obvious reasons, but there was just a huge chunk of the book just moved really slow for me. And then just some parts that were just very unbelievable, because I felt like once the psychiatrist told him like, yeah, you should go, it'll be a good thing to get you know, finally find out about your grandfather and everything. I just thought like no realistic family would just be like, okay, we're going to this remote island because our kid is crazy and we're gonna let him live out his little fantasy. I don't know, I thought that was a little weird. I thought they could have wrote that a little bit better. But, and also because his dad was so worried about him and so like thinking he was like kind of crazy, for him to be gone all that amount of time, I thought that was a little bit unrealistic as well. But overall, I really enjoyed the book. I'm not going to ramble on about it anymore, but tell me what you guys thought about it if you already read it. I heard that there was a movie coming out to this book, which I would definitely be excited to see that. And that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.